Alright, not sure if I want to release this, but I'm going to film it anyway. There's so many holes on the top of the cab because it was a fire truck. I didn't really want to weld plates in and grind them all back and create the disaster that grinding does when you're inside a cabin or something like that. One, it damages the glass if you don't cover it up. Two, all the bits of metal get caught in nooks and crannies and you never find them or get them out unless you literally mask everything. So what I've decided to do, cut a long story short, I've decided to make a fiberglass cap. Not like a mould version, similar, halfway to doing a mould, but what I'm doing is laying the fiberglass on the cab roof. Obviously I've prepared it, it's taken me a day to prepare it. We're just climbing up the ladder, wet and dry, and you can see I've now masked off the area that I want to actually cover. Where the seam is there are lots of damage underneath. You can't see it from on top, so that's why I'm making the plate now while the profile is in reasonable condition. These are all the holes that are in there that need to go, plus a couple at the back there that you can't see because of the light. And now this has been sprayed and it's gone off with a releasing agent. Just coming down the ladders. I've got my book here to explain to me, just holding you between my knees, each layer so I don't get confused. So there's layer one, that's what I've got to do. That's the windscreen here. So one big piece from front to back, two small ones, one's 400mm this side, 200mm that side. The next page is my next layer, and so on and so forth. What is there somewhere? Oh, it goes in reverse, so layer one, then layer two. Well, you get the drift. So I'm going to put my gloves on. I've never done this before. I've always fancied myself on a boat or something where fiberglassing would be something you'd need to learn. So I've got my layers. This is my first layer, all laid up. Second layer is underneath, and it's there, and then the third layer is underneath that bit of canvas. Anyway, I'm about to mix up the resin. Like I said, I've never done this before. I did go to a boatyard who do this every day, day in, day out, and asked them for some advice, and they were really good in explaining what to do. So what he recommended was 3 layers, which is what I'm going to do. I don't know what chopped strand this is, I didn't bother asking. So here it goes. So I'm going to decant this into a bucket on the floor, like so. Let's see, let's go for it. So it's nearly 2 litres, 10ml per 2 litre. So I made myself a little stainless steel whisk. Try that first. Well, this started all really well, and I was keen and enthusiastic at the beginning, but it soon dawned on me what a mammoth task I got myself into. Climbing up and down this cab is no joke. It wears you down after a while. But I managed to get the first layer on. I started with a roller, and that seemed alright to start off with on the paintwork, I guess, of the cab. But I found after that it became easier to throw it on out of the bucket and just literally put it on with those like serrated rollers that you get for fiberglassing, which pushes all the air bubbles out. And that was basically the method I started using. And you can see by this stage I was losing light. I mean, this has been sped up 50 times, so it's really flying through. Anyway, in the long run it came off quite reasonably well. It was a messy job. I don't think I would do it the way I did it again like this, but you can see the product there. I then trimmed it down and started sanding it back and filling any bits that may needed filling, like little air pockets and things like that. I eventually put a 2-pack coat on it to make it look good. This is me prepping it with Sikaflex primer, and same on the roof. You can see that great big hole there where all that rot was, which I had to cut out, plus a few other holes. And this is me very carefully carrying it with all the Sika already glued in or on. Looking back, really I should have got a friend or someone to help me with this, because it wasn't ideal, or I should have had some sort of scaffolding, because I literally had to manhandle it gingerly onto the roof, and you'll see in this footage how it actually came about. It all worked out in the end. There was no issues, but it was just one of those things you think, oh my goodness, maybe I should have just called someone.